away from my mouth.
Oh,
That's what she said.
it is
I I don't have
what
anything.
she said.
I was gonna let that go for a little while. What's up? Hello, everyone.
Hey,
Hey, comments will appear here once the broadcast starts. That's what the
we
sample.
already got people jumping in.
We
Dom's already here,
we do.
looking for some new excitement. Yeah, how's that internet tonight there, buddy?
Apparently, I have all my bars, but um, I got nothing on the comment thing. That's
That's
awesome.
cool. Lots of Charles, Dom checking in.
Hi, people who are here that I can't see. Did are you messing with me?
You probably turned something off.
I didn't.
No, they're there. They are eagerly awaiting our news.
Wow. So I can't see comments. This is awesome. I may have to do a refresh thing.
No, you're good.
Oh wait, there it is. Yo,
See,
I. There you go.
sometimes it may take up to 2 minutes, as we've been telling
It
people for
it may.
what feels like years.
And here we are on a Tuesday night. This is the big. He's here for the Derpy Entertainment. Is here for the Joker picture. I like it. I like it. Wait, there it is. I'm getting a
Yeah,
whole.
good job.
I'm getting all this. Well, it ripped down this because there was a sign hanging above that and it fell.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have to fix that. So how we doing? Yeet.
I am good. Been busy in the midst of doing a musical this week, so that's why we had to move the nights. It's my one night away from playing Mamma Mia this week, so I had to take a break to chat with you about all the things and all the shows and the people and the places and the finales and the
So much stuff.
all the other stuff. Didn't want to miss a week. There'll be some more weeks later on this month that we'll see what happens. But I agree with Dom. Hit that like button, everybody that's watching already if you haven't,
And the
and
subscribe.
uh, and the subscribe. Both hit both of them. Like and subscribe, all the things. Unless you're on Google Music because you can't do any of that shit on that thing. Um,
Big
but
fan
yeah,
of
sorry, is it Google Music? No, it's YouTube Music now. That's right.
music.
They changed
Big
it.
fan
Yeah,
of the
whatever.
big fan of YouTube music over here.
Yeah, look, you can find our podcast, but that's about it. Did that had a gig, I think, over the weekend. I don't even know. It's been a long week. A lot of finals for marching bands and other bands and all sorts of stuff.
I
Exactly. Here we go again.
I I absolutely am so glad I do not have a busy life like you.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot this week.
Yeah.
How about you, man? What have you been up to?
Um, it was double XP weekend for the launch of Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I spent Friday night playing a Call of Duty Zombies, Saturday afternoon playing Call of Duty Zombies, Saturday night playing Call of Duty Zombies. Sunday
Yeah,
morning
that sounds.
I went and played hockey horribly, and I mean horribly, like really not a good game for Big Frank here. Um, And then because you couldn't show up last night because you were so busy, I was able to make it
Yeah.
a 45 game last night
Oh,
where
good.
where I had an assist on the first goal, shot from the point, tipped in, up 1-0, where we tied 1-1, whatever. And then I scored the second goal to tie us back up. And we don't really like the team that we played last night. Like we don't like them.
Yeah.
We've had some. And when I popped it into the open net and the goalie was like looking around and went, "Where's the ball?" I pointed to the ball in the net and I went, "It's behind you, dumbass." And I walked away, and we won in overtime.
Very nice.
Yes,
Congratulations.
yes. But it's been yes, no. Call of Duty. This is actually the best Call of Duty in years. The campaign I haven't finished yet, but it's really really good. Um, I just got in the Saddam Hussein's palace as
Oh,
it's the desert Gulf War era of Black Ops.
sure.
It's really fun. The zombies is a lot of fun. Um, it's a lot of fun. talk
Oh,
about
we'll talk plenty of zombies today. There's even more zombies to talk
that.
in a bit, I'm sure.
Ooh. You know what's funny, isn't it? I'm surprised you haven't said it yet, but for all the shit I give zombie shows and zombie movies, and I hate zombies, and I won't watch The Walking Dead because it's a zombie show, and here I am spending 2 whole days almost playing a zombie game on Xbox.
Not watching Doctor Who, is that what you said? Yeah, that's what it feels like the
Well,
weekend.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, look, I did not catch up. So Daryl Dixon had their season finale Sunday night. Given that schedule we talked about,
Yes.
not have a chance to
Yeah.
up on that. So
Fra-
yeah, I agree.
Frank is not taking baby steps to The Walking Dead. It's too much show to catch up on.
Yeah, but there's so many spin-offs.
There is a lot of spinoff.
So yeah, but the Daryl, I will give it my overall season review next week. But
Oh, good.
one episode left that has been very up and down and all over the place from a storytelling perspective. But I feel confident they're. Well, I don't. There's a chance they stick the landing. There's a good chance they don't. But we'll see what happens.
So I assume then that you weren't able to watch another show that you've been binging because you're so busy, which is understandable. Or have you?
Oh yeah. No, I stuck that. That's easy. That's. There's not a lot to that one. I
Well,
did finish. Did we talk since Only Murders in the Building finished?
I don't remember. Let's
Um,
so you can go with that.
yeah. So that one ended, I think, last week too. I don't know. There was a lot of finales last week.
Yes.
Coming back for season 5. They just can't get enough
No?
of murders in the building. Tia Leone set up for next season
Oh yeah. I like
to
to.
come in as a guest star.
I like
The show's getting a little heavy on the guest stars. I can't wait to see how they bring Paul Rudd back again as a different character next season.
Is that a theme with them?
It seems to be.
Okay.
Season 3, you had Paul Rudd, and then season 4, there was a Paul Rudd lookalike who happened to be his stuntman, who was Irish,
That's amazing.
and had been hit in the head so many times that he imagined rats were always around him.
Oh.
So he was constantly stamping at the floor, complaining about how the rats got in.
Oh.
But yeah, huge guest list. I'm sure it'll be even bigger next season. But that show did a great job closing the land and pulling in all their little threads they wove through the season. I think there's still some bigger mysteries that they have to solve, but I'm so glad those guys found work and are doing a project that's actually funny and well done and well written. Steve Martin and Martin Short. And Martin Short, I don't know if you heard, seems to have found love on the set. Martin Short and Meryl Streep
Yeah. Yeah, he's
are a
dating.
couple now.
Who is it again?
Meryl Streep,
Meryl Streep. Right. Right. Who would have saw
who
that?
plays his love interest on the show last season and this season.
Who had
So
that on their bingo card?
they liked it so much they couldn't stop. So the other show, let me see. Hold on. Let me pull up an episode list here.
Yep.
So I know I watched a couple.
I know you did.
Andy's back. Am I
So-
still only in season 2? Dear God.
Are you really only in 2?
No, I'm in 3.
You
Okay.
gotta be in 3. No, because Andy comes
It's a
back.
long season, Frank.
Andy comes back in the return, right? Right when Oscar comes back, or no?
No, Andy leaves
No, that's right. So wait,
then.
oh, I'm way early. That was. Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
so I got through.
You didn't like them hiding Andy's phone.
I think I got through 3. Yeah, I got through Cocktails.
Cocktail. Okay.
Where Jan and Michael try and make their outing at the park. This is another one of those ones where like they're so all over the place with how they want to play Michael's character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this one, he comes across like that as a complete idiot. And then the happy hour. Oh no, you know what? We did talk about Cocktails.
We did talk about Cocktails.
So the negotiation I watched.
Oh yeah, so that's right after. Yep.
Yeah, that is when Daryl tells Michael he wants a raise, and then we go through and it's back to Jan and Michael are fine. So I feel like these were shot out of order.
Probably.
Released out of order from when they were shot.
That was
I'm sure there's a podcast that tells that.
That was the Bippity Boppity episode where Daryl gave him the black man phrase.
Yes.
Bippity
Yes.
Boppity.
him that one. That's when Jim found Roy comes in and tries to beat up Jim, and just keeps seeing
Yep.
Dwight's girl get turned on every time that she
Yep.
hears the story about what a hero Dwight was,
Yep.
which was fun. Look, this episode was actually pretty good. Um, but like I said, I feel like they shot a bunch and they kind of threw him in out of order throughout the season, other than like the Andy being
Probably.
gone for a little bit and things like that. Um, it was overall, I enjoyed that episode.
That was
Um,
a fun one.
and and Jim finding out about Dwight and why can't I remember her name? And Dwight's girl at the end of the episode.
Angela.
Um, Angela. Yep, finds out about them, and then I watched Safety Training.
So Safety
Um,
Training was directed by Harold Ramis
okay,
and written by B.J. Novak, who plays Ryan, the temp.
right. Look, that episode was great.
Yeah.
I thought that was back to the form of where it was a fun watch, easy to get through. All the characters were doing what you expect all the characters to do.
Yep.
And yeah, it was good. I don't think I got.
Product
I
Recall.
started Product Recall, but I didn't finish it.
Yeah, that one.
Oh,
That one's That one's there's 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 a great little there's a great little scene later on in that I won't ruin it for you because I know you don't want spoilers for The Office from 2007.
uh, yeah, I don't know how I have managed to avoid them all this time, but yeah, I got 4 episodes left this season, so I will knock them out by next week to
Lucky you.
make a run at getting to season 4
Woo.
out of 9. Gee, dear God, it's worse than Smallville. It's not.
Well,
It's not. There's
no,
so many
because
episodes of Smallville.
you know why?
Where's that picture on the wall?
Because I don't have it. I don't have a frame for it yet.
Mm.
The actors on The Office don't hate the fact that they were on a TV show for so long. Like Rainn Wilson kind of went down that road a little bit, but like has kind of come back full circle and embraced it.
Yeah, because nothing's worked out for him since then. He doesn't really have a choice.
Well, he was on a couple episodes of Star Trek.
He was in The Drummer. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you remember that movie?
No, no.
Oh,
Um,
he played basically Dwight as an ex-drummer for a rock band that gets sucked back into it with a bunch of kids.
amazing.
You would probably really enjoy that movie.
I have a plan for Doctor Who. I am done Lost.
Can't wait.
I
Okay.
have I have gone through the emotional roller coaster that was the finale. I was choked up a half a dozen different times. I don't care what anybody says. I enjoyed the ending of Lost. It works for me. Um, I have tried to watch Shrinking.
Okay.
Shrinking.
Oh,
It,
that's what else I watched this week. I knew there was something else that I watched some of.
it's not grabbing me. It's not a bad show. I just it's not hitting that sweet spot for me yet. I think I'm into like the third episode, maybe third or fourth.
Okay.
It's just not. I like the
Uh,
show.
wait till Harrison Ford gets going, and then it's
Okay.
fantastic.
This one, he had to take his driving test. And
Yeah, he's still kind of cranky,
okay,
and like barely in it in the first couple, and
gotcha.
then once they start using him
Okay,
as much as they should, oh my God, it's so good. This season is fantastic.
and I'm gonna stick with it. And I really, aside from the other three things that we have to watch, the Penguin, now two things: the Penguin and the Superman and Lois. Now I have a big gaping hole of TV,
Yeah,
so I will now talk to you off of this and transition over and start at a point somewhere in Doctor Who land.
it
For
started last year's Christmas special, and then you'll be caught up in time for this year's Christmas special, and
I
then you're in.
I can do that. Um,
Yeah, Brett Goldstein just started showing up on Shrinking season 2, so
I saw that because he shaved his face and he thinks he looks like a 12-year-old boy.
he definitely looks like a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah. He hated the fact that he had to actually shave. He said he just
Yeah.
did. He's like, I found out that women don't like me for my personality.
No, it's for his 5 o'clock shadow.
Um, all right. I'm gonna go through this fast list. I wasn't gonna do a list, but I found this: the 10 greatest movie MacGuffins of all time.
Okay.
This is from Listverse. Now, if you're not aware of what a MacGuffin is, Alfred Hitchcock gave the name to a literary and film device called a MacGuffin, which is an object or device that serves to trigger the plot. Okay?
Got it.
Okay. There's only 10 of these, so it should be easy. I only know the first one. I did not look at the rest. I love going in blind to these things. Number 10, Doug from The Hangover.
Oh yeah.
If Frank's volume is going up and down, it's because I'm moving back and forth away from the mic. I'll fix that. Thank you, Pete, for pointing that out. Okay, so Doug from The Hangover is a MacGuffin. Is the 10th.
100%.
Number 9, which I actually think should be closer to number 1, the Death Star plans from Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean, they call it a goober in Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse, don't they? The MacGuffin.
I think so. Number 8, the briefcase in Pulp Fiction. Good MacGuffin.
Yeah, because there was nothing to it. Yeah.
Number
I mean,
7,
though, I don't know that I would call the Death Star plans a MacGuffin.
no?
Thinking about it. In which one?
It says in Star Wars, so I guess.
But then they wouldn't have known about the port
Well, that's the
to drop
plan, right?
Yeah, but that means that it's not a trigger for the plot. That's like
I don't know. Maybe
if they didn't have the plans, they wouldn't have blown up the Death Star. So that's not really like a anyway.
I guess it makes a little bit more sense after Rogue One being out there, and we understand what the whole point of that was.
Yeah. To be fair, this is probably written by like a 22-year-old kid that.
I'll look what's written out when we're done. Number 7, the Genesis device in Star Trek 2 and 3.
Sure.
Understand what that is? It's the device that they launch into a planet and it creates.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
The Genesis device. But then they used that to get Spock's body because Leonard Nimoy wasn't going to come back, and then Leonard Nimoy decided he was coming back.
Right.
Number 6, Private Ryan in Saving Private Ryan. That's a good MacGuffin because he was something that drove the plot forward, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 5, the One Ring in The Lord of the Rings.
Sure. I mean, the ring is that drives it through. That was good.
Okay. Number 4, the Holy Grail, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's
good movie too. Probably I would put that as the second best Indiana Jones. Raiders.
You know what though? Yeah, but
I mean, I didn't hate Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom would be
I know. I keep getting stuck back on the MacGuffin thing, like, but the Holy Grail was like really important
for that movie. Yeah.
Like, it's important, like, period. Like, it was a healing.
Well, yeah, but it served a purpose to drive the plot forward in the movie. Right?
Yeah, but it had it had a value to it.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Number 3.
That's what I'm saying. The ones that like don't, those are more MacGuffin, like where it's like there and it drives the platform, but there's no real reason for it other than specifically to drive the plot forward.
Right. How about the Maltese Falcon from the Maltese Falcon? I honestly have never seen that, so that's number 3.
It was stolen. Surprise.
This is also another one I haven't seen. Number 2, Letters of Transit from Casablanca.
Sure.
Yeah, I never saw that. And then number 1 is Rosebud from Citizen Kane.
Yes, that is definitely, that's Orson Welles' big one, right? That there was no actual value to it, and you didn't know what it was. You thought it was something different, and then you get to it, and it's just like, oh.
Shockingly, I have not seen either of those 3 movies. And I will say hi to Pete and Savius and T. We're so sorry that you were sad yesterday. We had to take a small shift in our schedule because someone loves musicals.
Sure. I play one a year. Just wait till my kids have all their concerts the rest of November.
So I can't wait.
We'll see how that all works out.
So according to Box Office Mojo, right?
Yeah.
Venom: The Last Dance's box office currently sits at 184 million worldwide, which is more than the entire box office grosses of both Morbius and Madam Web.
Yeah. To be fair, Morbius released at a bad time.
It did. It earned 167 million, and Madam Web has finished its final tally of 100 million.
Yeah, I mean, that was just bad. Have you seen that yet? It is on Netflix.
No, but you know what did drop on digital that I am going to watch as a movie next? Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, is out on digital. That
It
I'm
is.
very interested in seeing. Venom 3, T said, was worse than both Morbius and Madab Web. That's
Wow.
some strong feeling. Um, the
That is strong.
this is a fun one. The Hollywood Reporter recently brought word that Tom Cruise was in early development on a sequel to Days of Thunder after Top Gun
I
Maverick's
saw that.
blockbuster success. Sources report that the sequel hinges on Cruise's schedule and his approval of the idea and script of the potential follow up. Why? Unless he's starting a company and he plays the Randy Quaid role, why? You be just like, how much is enough?
Tom Cruise. Look, there's only so much
But
that Scientology doesn't take off the
so
top,
so hinging
so
on
he needs
that,
to make all the money.
this is probably going to be the last Mission Impossible movie. The budget is reportedly approaching $400 million for the
To be
movie.
fair, it's been filming for like 4 years.
Well, it's yeah, there's been delays and the Hollywood strikes in 2023, and if Dick Trickle isn't in Days of Thunder 2, T doesn't want it. I kind of agree with that, man. I
Just
do.
a cameo.
I just a
Just
cameo,
on the TV screen, like a memorial, immemorial. I don't even know if he's still around.
a
It's a
quick
picture in the background.
Dick Tickle picture on the screen.
Trickle, trickle,
Trickle, tickle, whatever.
whatever gets you through the night.
You say tomato, I say trickle. Um, did you did you see the trailer for the Billy Zane movie where he's playing Marlon Brando?
No, but I mean that's great
Wow,
casting.
dude.
'Cause I'm sure he looks just like Marlon Brando at this point towards
He-
the end.
well, they obviously they do some makeup and whatnot, but it's called Waltzing with Brando, and it's a biopic of his life between 1969 and 1974 when he was filming The Godfather and Last Tango in Paris, and he's recruiting a Los Angeles architect to build the world's first ecologically perfect retreat on a small uninhabited island in Tahiti.
Mm.
The film also stars John Heder, Richard Dreyfuss, Camille Razat, Alania Huffman from Smallville, and Tia Carrera and James Jagger. It looks the trail. If you have a second, go look at the trailer. Not now. Wait till after the show. Go watch the trailer. It's a really good casting. Like really good casting.
I have no doubt.
No. We're still gonna get that Henry Cavill Highlander movie.
Sure.
But
Not soon enough.
well, here's the thing. It's going to start filming in May of 2025 to make its
A long time from now.
still going to make its 2026 release, but he also is doing Voltron, so that's getting in the way.
It's a little weird that we just heard about Voltron like a week ago, and it finishes filming in April. It's a little concerning, right?
I had no idea it was filming.
It's filming November to April. That's why they had to push Highlander out.
And it's probably it's got to be mostly CGI. It's got to be.
And you're not getting. Well, I still don't know who he would even be in Voltron.
No.
Unless he's like the guy at that. Isn't there a guy that oversees the palace that they all end up in?
Yeah. There's an older guy.
That's all you could cast him as, because the rest of them are supposed to be young kids. Or is he the bad guy? I mean, the purple with the
Zartan. Zartan?
Sure.
No, that's G.I.
No,
Joe.
that's from G.I. Joe. Yeah,
It's from G.I. Joe.
he was the one that his action figure used to change color when you put it in the sun. Remember that?
We have Prince Lotar, King
That's
Zarkon.
him.
King Zarkon. That's the
Same thing.
Yeah. Well, no, they're two different guys.
I know.
Prince and a king. Like they're two different.
Well, one was his kid. Yeah,
Sure.
they did not have giant lions.
No, they didn't. They had row beasts. I didn't even have to look that up.
Wow, look at you go. Yeah, Charles mentioned, since we were talking box office, that Terrifier 3 is making good money. Terrifier 3 is at $64 million.
And it was not an expensive movie to make, if I remember correctly.
No, a couple $100,000.
It's crushing at the box office. And I like to see smaller films like that doing well. It's good for the movie industry as a whole. Um, do you know that we're getting a Game of Thrones movie? Movie.
No, why?
It's in development at Warner Brothers because they want
No.
to keep the franchise going. There's no anything about this movie other than Warner Brothers is actively developing it. No director, no cast, no script, no nothing. Just that.
Can we let George R. R. Martin finish his damn book and
No.
stop making him go and consult on all these movies and shows and stuff? $2 million is what Terrifier 3 cost, by the way.
Ooh, so
Um,
that leaped over its making.
and he was grateful that we got that Dick Trickle reference.
Of course, you have to get the Dick Trickle reference.
The only reason I know who Dick Trickle is, and I'll let you all in some minutes of baseball here. When my wife travels for work, I like to send her dick pic while she's gone. So I send her pics of Dick
course.
Trickle and Dick Clark, Dick Cavett, Dick Sargent, Dick York. I get both Darrens.
It's amazing.
Dick Van Dyke.
I got a.
Every once in a while, she'll get Dick
I
Cheney because
believe-
he actually looks like one. So
Wow. We are also getting a Jack Ryan movie with John Krasinski.
saw that. That's actually
I'm into
as long
it.
as there's different writers, I'm into it.
I have not watched the last season yet. The only conceivable way they end this is the way they ended one of the books, I think, is the best way for them to end the movie. The movie has to end with him as president because in the books, that's what happens. He becomes president in his books.
Yeah, I don't think you're there yet, though.
Not even close. I mean,
you got. I think you keep. He does. Let him like rotate, right? Let him do go do your movie. Come do a Jack Ryan movie. We'll do like one every like 2 years. We'll keep going for like 20 years. You can age up into follow the character in the book. Like, it'd be great.
But he hasn't done, and I didn't see season 4, but they haven't adapted the Red October. They haven't adapted Patriot Games. They haven't adapted Clear and Present Danger, and so on and so on and so on. The ones that Harrison Ford did were surprisingly great for the time period.
Yeah, they did not. Season 4 is great. It's just like the other. Like it's it's pretty. Their show's pretty formulaic. Oh my God, big MacGuffin, and then bringing it back around. Look, he got captured. Oh no, what do we do?
Here's confirmation. Here's confirmation of another TV series that's coming back a decade and a half later.
No.
Do you want to know what it is?
I sure.
Do you have a guess at what it might be?
I don't.
Well, it fits our genre slightly. Actually, it all the way fits our genre. What if, Jack, you woke up one day with superpowers? You just woke
my
up.
Secret identity.
No, not a secret identity so much. But what if you could fly?
No, that was my secret identity.
Oh no, that's not the show.
Oh.
What if you woke up and you were a hero, Jack?
Oh, wait, this never went away though? It's been rebooted 3 times already.
It's nearly a decade and a half after Heroes went off the air. The TV sensation is getting another major reboot in the form of the recently announced Heroes Eclipsed.
Great. Look, the Reborn was not good.
No.
If you bring back here's the one I'm thinking of. Oh, did you watch any of the webisodes they did?
Nah, maybe.
So they did a bunch of webisodes for it that were great.
Right.
So that's all. They just did a bunch of webisodes for it that were really good. So if you didn't watch those,
the original creator, Tim Kring.
Yeah, they did a bunch of like one-offs that were like the in-between stories from the show where it gave you the backstory of what happened outside of the episode, like when you weren't in the room.
Gotcha.
It was really well done how they did that for the original.
So there's no cast. There's few details are known about the new show, but it's going to be set. It's going to match the amount of time that's passed in real life from the last show.
Okay.
And there's rumors of some of the original stars making appearances. But they went through the list of shows that he's created. Since Heroes, He did in 2012 to 2013. He did Touch. It was canceled by Fox after 2 seasons. He did Daybreak in 2012. It was a 1-season web series. He did Dig in 2015. It was a miniseries. Heroes Reborn 2015 canceled after 1 season, and Treadstone in 2019. It was canceled by USA after 1 season. Does not have a good track record.
No, I tried Treadstone and I couldn't do it. Let me fix my mic real quick.
Yes, your microphone. Ooh. The OG characters are teased. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. If it's written well, it could be good. Nope.
It could for sure, but I don't know.
You cut out again. Your mic.
It keeps muting me. I apparently did not check my headset right. Yeah, I don't know how that'll end up going. I don't have faith that it'll be written well based on how the last one was. So we'll see how this Heroes thing ends up rolling out.
Yeah. I'm echoing. There's nothing.
No, you're good. I'm fixing it. Go ahead.
Trying again? Nope, I'm still echoing. Oh, there it goes. All right. We're going to split this last half hour into 2 shows. I'm going to what's it called? Vamp for a second. I'm going to vamp. There you go. We're going to split the last half hour into 2 shows unless Jack has anything else he wants to bring up to the table. We had 1 big series finale, and we'll end with the Penguin show because it's just continuing to just knock it out of the park. Before we get to that, I do want to mention Superman and Lois. I'm not sure if you got a chance to see Superman and Lois yet from this week.
I'm a week behind on Superman and Lois.
Okay. Good episode. Another good episode. One thing I can say about this episode that I like that they're not doing is they're not spending time on characters trying to hook up with other characters. They're not doing that. Like there's subplots of romance, but they're not spending time doing CW romance stuff on the show. They're going into the story and they're getting it going. And I love that about this show. So I won't talk about that because Jack has not seen that.
No, but I did see last week with the Doomsday stuff. If you want to talk that real quick, and I'll be back in a second.
Yes. Ooh, there's that echo again. So the week before on Superman and Lois. Now, if you haven't seen Superman and Lois, or if you're not watching it and don't care, just listen to me anyway because it's a good show. Lois went to find Doomsday and connected with Doomsday and made him realize that he knew her because before he was Doomsday, he was Bizarro Superman who was married to Lois on his world or she connected with him and Doomsday went away, ruined Lex's whole plot. I personally think this is one of the best tellings of a Superman story right now. I'm excited for the James Gunn stuff that's going to come. I think he's going to knock the Superman movie out of the park. That's me personally. I don't know what anyone else thinks. Please feel free to chime in and help me kill time while Jack is fixing his microphone and his issues. Before I go to talk about inane stuff and just babble. How's everybody doing? This is the part of the podcast where people start running and leaving. Because I have nothing to say. I had nothing prepared for this moment. Jack's kind of back.
You can do it, Frank. You got it. You're right there. Start hitting one of the shows, and I'll chime in momentarily.
I'm echoing so bad. What are you? Do you need a sound guy to come over? All right, Agatha ended this week. Agatha. For Marvel, if you have not seen the finale of Agatha, we're going to touch on that for a couple of minutes. There was a lot to digest in this last episode of Agatha. This show completely went a direction that I didn't see it going, and I absolutely loved every second of this show. I remember when we first heard about this show, this is a show that Jack said he was 100% not going to enjoy. He was out on it. He wasn't going to enjoy it. It didn't look good from the trailers to him, and I think the show turned him around as we went along. I thought the way they brought the characters along was so well done. And the fact that we got the whole Agatha backstory in the next to the last episode, and it worked. And there's a big trope going on in shows now where they do a flashback episode kind of near the end, towards the end of a finale, and it's working because the writing's good. See, I see what you did there. I'm going to leave that up there for a minute so he can see it when he gets back. It's working, the flashbacks, and through the whole thing, in the beginning of the series, they mentioned that Agatha gave up her son to get a hold of the Darkhold. That was the rumor. And Agatha traveled the road and was the only witch to ever survive the road. And that was the story. And hold on. There he is. Is he back? I hear noise. Is he back? Almost. It truly is, like T said, it as a whole, the show is amazingly done. Practical effects over CGI for most of it.
Hold on, I just got to be able to hear you.
That's fine. I'm still vamping.
I know.
Vamping?
You're doing a great job.
Vaping. As a whole, the practical effects in it were so well done, and the fact that they did it low budget, not a lot of CGI, strong on the story, that it is absolutely one of the top 3 MCU shows that they've done. And I think I want to take maybe next week, if we can, or the next time we do a show, I want us to rank our MCU shows up to now, which I always like doing. I'm a big fan of the rankings.
You are, and I'm excited to end it ranking.
There you go. Are you back? Are you in?
I think so.
I hear you. I hear you fine. So, nope, now I don't hear you at all. Nope. Wait. Maybe I do hear you.
How about now?
Now I hear you. Yes.
Great.
Okay. What I was saying originally was that when this trailer first dropped, you were out. You had no desire. You did not think it was going to be good.
100%. I was not bought into this show in any way, shape, or form when it first dropped.
No, and that's why. And then Dom had this to say.
Yeah, that I was into Agatha all along. I saw that one. That was good.
Go. I thought so. As I was saying before, they told the story of she gave up her son for the Darkhold. She sacrificed her son for the Darkhold. She was the only one to survive the Witch's Road. When we find out all along that Agatha is just basically a serial killer.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, but like it's and it's weird that as she did that to boost herself and her own power, she was
right
at the same time helping out Death, who had taken everything from her.
Right. Well, her son was alive for a good chunk of that. Well, at the beginning, and then
for like 5 minutes, 6 years.
But the song, the Witch's Road song, her and her son made up while they were walking along roads. So it wasn't even real. It wasn't until Billy came along and inadvertently manifested the road in the reality.
Right, because I guess we're just putting him all up on. We went from he could read minds and and that too, he can warp reality like his mom, which is a wild jump.
It's a big jump, but it still wasn't done awfully.
No, it was well done. Like everything on the show was well done. I don't know if while I was gone, you hit episode 8 before you got to the finale because there was 2 episodes dropped last week
I kind of merged.
where we got the rest of the Jennifer storyline. Like I'm excited to see more of her. I don't know if I care about the Hit Monkey style show going forward. I don't know where they're going to play these two in because
Who?
like Agatha and Billy.
Well,
Like, what do you do going forward with that?
so Agatha's a ghost now, so she can pretty much pop up anywhere. Um, as far as Billy, they keep saying that they're going to be the Young Avengers, but by the time they get to the damn Young Avengers, they're going to be 45 years old.
Yeah, it's not soon because
No.
before we switch back over to Penguin in a few minutes,
Yeah.
we should hit the all the Disney Plus stuff coming out that they dropped.
Yeah.
Because that all dropped right before the finale.
Um,
But yeah, I agreed with you as far as the young. That's what I keep saying about all these things. Like it's not like in the comic books where Franklin Richards was 5 years old from 1974 until
right.
2015.
Right.
Right. Where they had some random storylines. Like they have to move at a decent clip for these things to keep these people in the age ranges, right? So, but even if they're doing a Young Avengers, like Agatha's ghost isn't in the Young Avengers.
No, but she is in the comics, right? She
N-
pops up in the comics, doesn't she, or no? She
Not
didn't die.
related to this. Not related to this.
So she could kind of go anywhere from here, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
But
As
it's weird how, like I said, that whole part of how they're playing her is weird to me.
well, so really fast in relation to what Dom asked, if it's going to get a season 2, I think it is now because where was it? Marvel submitted Agatha in the comedy series category rather than a mini series. So submitting it in the comedy series category, the official criteria for the limited miniseries category states the program must tell a complete, non-recurring story and not have an ongoing storyline or main characters in subsequent seasons. Having Agatha all along submitted as a comedy series raises the chances of a season 2. Billy's story will continue in Vision's show, most likely.
Yeah, but I don't know why she wouldn't be there for that. Which
Right.
like and to be fair, she's a character from WandaVision. So like
Correct.
you can't put her as a limited series. It's not like there was like Moon Knight was like created for the Moon Knight show and there was no tie into anything else, right? Like
Right.
this one pulled in characters from, and even Billy was in WandaVision. So like the 2 main stars were in WandaVision already as characters. So I would think that you'd have to do it as a series, based on that criteria that you said. So we'll see how they play with it. I don't know if you put the Young Avengers on Disney Plus as a series, but if you're doing that, it's not for at least another 2-3 years,
Easily.
which is
Easily.
real. Uh, uh, Kate Bishop's going to be in her mid-30s, and they will not be Young Avengers anymore. They'll just be the Avengers.
She's 27 now.
So we'll get that. I think we'll get Tommy and Vision Quest, but I don't know if it's going to be called Vision Quest, right? How many titles did Agatha all along go through?
A couple, but right now it's still Vision Quest. A couple of quick things on this. They tried to get Madison as a cameo. They wanted to add Madison to the story, but they couldn't work out scheduling. That would have been great. And apparently the showrunner Jack Schaefer wrote a bunch of end credit scenes, and Marvel came in and said, no end credit scenes for the show. So Marvel's got something cooking where they wouldn't let them do an end credit scene. And they were very, very specific when talking about Wanda in how they talked about Wanda. She said that the language was specific. They couldn't say Wanda was dead or killed like outright like that. I mean, I think they said dead, but not killed. The word that they were instructed to use was gone. So Wanda is gone.
So it is a spin-off miniseries,
What is?
Agatha.
Okay.
So that's why it counts as a series, because it was a spin-off. So yeah, I mean, to be fair, all of episode 9 felt like an end credit scene,
It did.
because it was just explaining stuff that you'd already seen, like they would normally do. It was just a long end credit scene, is what it felt like. Because episode 8 we got the normal Marvel ending, where okay, the two fight, and ooh, look, bitch, CGI, woo woo, nobody really wins or loses because Agatha's still around, and then we get through. You know what I mean? Like,
I
I will see her back somewhere, but I don't know when. I mean, she'll really have white hair by the time we're there.
probably.
In for real life. So the titles of it for a while, and let's see if any of these would have tied back, right? So it was Agatha, House of Harkness.
No.
But they went through all the houses on the Witch's Road. Then there was Coven of Chaos.
That would work.
Then there was Agatha Darkhold Diaries.
No. I don't think that would have worked.
No, because they actually never referenced the Darkhold, except for that she gave her kid up for the Darkhold. But she got the Darkhold 200 years after her kid died.
Right. So they didn't know. I mean, they didn't know that. They just,
know.
it was stories.
Look, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Jennifer Kale before you see Agatha or Billy again.
Jennifer Kale, who's cousins with Ghost Rider.
Which Ghost Rider is she cousins with? You sent me a picture earlier, and I didn't.
I did.
I mean, Jennifer Kale has been a character for a long time.
She is. Jennifer Kale is related to 2 Ghost Riders.
Interesting.
That
she's the cousin of Dan Ketch and Johnny Blaze.
There you go.
It's interesting. Okay. So maybe I would take. Look, I'll take a Ghost Rider show.
Sure.
I think they can use Aubrey Plaza, as Matt mentioned. There's not enough Aubrey Plaza. That's for sure. Yeah. They definitely underutilized her in this. But if you bring her back now, that's an in to bring Thanos back.
Yep.
Because in the comics, Thanos has tried to kill off half the universe, not just once, but like 4 or 5 times at this point.
And doesn't Death have a thing with Deadpool? Aren't they like,
here and then?
Right. You said something about Disney stuff announced. I don't have that. So
yeah, I did not talk about the Darkhold that Ray is mentioning. It was the Darkhold.
The Darkhold.
Which is actually one of those finishing moves in that wrestling thing that Frank likes to watch.
Wrestling.
So we before Agatha dropped, we got a trailer for all the upcoming Marvel stuff, right? There's a ton. So Deadpool and Wolverine's dropping soon. That's
on
fair,
digital? On
Disney Plus.
Oh,
Disney Plus. It's coming out on Disney Plus in like 2 weeks. November 12th.
It's already on the
actually
Plex.
A week.
It's already on the Plex.
It's good. Yeah, but not you still have to buy it because on DVD in like another couple weeks, because that's when they're going to drop all the actual extra features that they haven't put out anywhere yet. You get that end of the year. I'm sure you've almost finished season 2 of What If. Season 3 of What If will be dropping at the Christmas time this year.
Oh, good. I'm excited for that.
Hopefully better than season 2, because season 2 was not
season
good.
2 sucked.
Yeah.
Season 2 sucked.
But look, I will always take more Peggy Carter and listen to Haley Atwell. We need to talk about Laura Croft at some point too. Maybe next week.
I do know that Phil Coulson will be back in What If. I'm
sold. Then we get Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which looks awful. Drop in January 29th. Then we get Daredevil Born Again in March 4th. Right around the corner.
Yep. Right around the corner.
Excited for that one. We have Ironheart in June. And as Disney has proven to us, none of these dates are in stone. Ironheart in June. We'll see what happens. Let's just put it out and get it out of the archives and move on.
That's coming out with Armor Wars? Oh no, wait.
It's the replacement to Armor Wars. We have Eyes of Wakanda, August 6th.
That's the animated one, right?
That's the animated one, but that looks like it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that looks good.
Mark Bernardin, who you may know from Fat Man Beyond and those things, wrote a few of the episodes for this season of Eyes of Wakanda. So excited for that. Then the one you've been waiting for. You've been playing Call of Duty, prepping for it. Marvel Zombies coming out in October.
I'm good.
Doesn't look great, but I didn't read the Marvel Zombies series. But maybe I'll be done by done with the Fantastic Four reread by then, and I can go hit up that series and see if it's worthwhile watching the show. And then December we get Simon Williams himself.
Who's that?
Yaya.
Is that Wonder Man?
Abdul Mateen and Ben Kingsley, Trevor Slattery himself, coming in for Wonder Man.
That doesn't look bad, but I don't know anything about it.
So Wonder Man is a character introduced early on to the Avengers as a bad guy. His brother is actually the Grim Reaper, who's a villain in Marvel Comics. But he was an actor who was a famous actor. We saw a preview of him in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and the end credits, or 2. Nathan Fillion played him, actually.
Oh, okay.
Who looks kind of like Wonder Man more so.
Right.
Then he was an on-again, off-again member of the Avengers for the next 40, 50 years.
Oh.
Because he was introduced like in the early 70s. And ionic powers, nothing crazy, just like he's not a real person. He's just energy housed in a body, basically. But supposed to be super good looking, movie star, whatever. He has been an on-again, off-again love interest for Wanda. For the whole run, and actually Vision in the comics at one point was an imprint of Simon Williams' brain.
Comics are so cool.
So like Ultron was based on Hank Pym in the comics, not Tony Stark or Jarvis, but Vision was actually like based on Wonder Man's piece. But it looks like from the show, I don't know how we get from failed actor going to star in a movie called Wonder Man to one of the most powerful characters in Marvel.
That has to be, I don't know. So
I'm intrigued to see how they play that. And it doesn't look like they're planning to do a lot of like TV show to movie. Like it feels so far like they're kind of keeping them separate, other than like the Guardians one-off. We're going to get Falcon from Falcon and Winter Soldier, like the new Falcon. And Captain America. Right.
I saw that.
But for the most part, I don't know that you needed to see that show for him to be set up. So most part, it doesn't seem like we're getting a lot of crossover between the shows and the movies. But like, if that's in LA, we could always get a Tatiana Maslany cameo.
Is she allowed in Marvel still? Didn't she have beef with Ryan Reynolds?
She gave him some shit, yeah. But that'll be on the DVD release, right? That's why you wait for the DVD release, because then you get to see the cut She-Hulk scenes. I mean, he cut his best friend Rob McElhenney.
I was going to say, I want to see the cut Rob McElhenney. All right, we're going to go over because
that's okay. There's nothing else going on in the world today that people want to talk about more than the Penguin.
Well, yeah, there's nothing else going on in the world today at all. Did you watch? You'd watched, right?
The Penguin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. If you have not seen the last episode of The Penguin, you're not caught up on The Penguin, jump out, watch The Penguin, with your life? Binge watch The Penguin.
Like, oh my God.
Stop making all the mistakes you're making. Stop going out to nursing homes and public schools today and doing things like that, and go watch The Penguin instead.
And get ready for Arcane coming up Saturday. I'm stoked. Arcane 2.
This show continues to just set the bar higher and higher and higher for itself.
100%.
This last episode, I don't know how. All right, T. I was ramping. I was ramping a little bit to see if you were going to bail on because of the Penguin thing. So I'm glad I didn't say anything dumb for you. I don't know how you don't have Batman in this after the last episode. So far, you've been able to do crime, things and whatnot, but
the story is that Batman
hasn't been seen since the flood.
Right. So I have enough faith in this show and what they've done so far to either ignore it completely and tell me in the movie, or give me like a line or two to explain why he doesn't show up. And that's okay. I don't need to see Batman in this show. I really kind of don't want to see Batman in this show.
Yeah, I don't think we get him.
And that's fine. And they've said that they're not, but they could, they could just be saying that anyway. But there's 2 big deaths in this episode, right? 3 big deaths in this episode.
Are there?
Yes. You get the awful fight between Penguin and Salvatore Maroni.
Yeah, I must have missed 2 big deaths.
The brothers.
Oh yeah.
But
they died a long time
That's
ago.
huge.
It is. It's still this really tough line that they're walking on the show, though, between like somehow Colin Farrell not being Colin Farrell is making Oz likable.
Yep.
Even though he's like the worst human being on the planet.
Yep.
And they continue to show like he's an awful person.
Well,
and he is a villain, but like he's still likable, which is really effing annoying. Which is the it's funny that this is running like 2 villain shows, right? Like because they made Agatha into a villain.
Well, that's what I was going to say is Agatha was a freaking serial killer when you come down to it. Like if you just bottom line it, Agatha killed how many witches over decades, and you like Agatha still. And Oz is doing reprehensible stuff.
And that's my biggest struggle with Agatha too, is like they're setting up at the end like awful.
Yeah.
And they're setting it up like, oh, well, you'll like her at the end. And it's cool. She's going to tag team with Billy. It's like, but she's awful. Like,
right.
She's evil. Like, why are we all of a sudden like, look at this buddy comedy coming out with Billy and Agatha? It's like, what are we doing?
Right. He locked his brothers in the sewer and drowned them basically just so he could get more time with his mother.
Yeah, that's why wouldn't you?
And like that alone, I didn't see that coming. And when it happened, it was more like, holy shit. And the scene between Sophia and his mom was so good. Like,
and there's crazy stories about that came out today.
Really?
In the last 2 days. So the mom, that scene got moved up by like 3 weeks out of nowhere because the when they were supposed to film it. So like really? The mom, whose name I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't have.
She was in upstate New York and they were going to film and she had to get a ride, but it was like a storm, so she couldn't. So she got a taxi to drive her overnight back to the city to film the episode and or film that scene, and she learned her lines in the car on the way there.
Deirdre O'Connell is her name.
Yeah. Frances.
Yes.
And learned her lines on the way there, and like Kristen Milotti got a call the night before. Hey, the scene that we're doing in 2 weeks, that's a huge monologue between the two of you. Tomorrow morning, ready, go.
Wow.
And like they were both basically winging their lines and had just learned them, so it was all super raw.
Wow.
But like, yeah, the Deirdre O'Connell story was fun. She was like, she asked the cab driver how much. He's like, $200 to get you there, and she's like, say 300. And she's on the phone in front of him. He's like, 300. She's like, HBO. It's going to cost you $300 to get me to New York.
So he could get a tip?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And they paid it, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, it's less than they spend to half the catering car.
It was such a powerful scene, too, between the two of them. This episode was just so... the fight between Oz and Sal was a little, again.
Look, Oz has 37 cracked ribs at this point.
Right.
and probably a few bulging discs, and but he's fine. He can still run out of the underground faster than anybody else.
Hey, but the fact that he had to dive into where he drowned his brothers to stay safe was even cooler.
Yeah, it is weird though how like it's all super dark, but the way they shoot it, it doesn't feel as I don't know what is missing to give it that like sense of like this is like super evil and dark. Like it doesn't feel super evil and dark though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it is, but it doesn't feel that way. And I don't know if it's something about the way they're shooting it or just the Sophia stuff feels darker than any of the Oz stuff. Like
Well, yeah.
her and the little girl in this episode. Oh my god.
Oh, that and I mean her and the shrink that's a creepy relationship too,
Oh yeah, and who knows what he did to Frances when he was hypnotizing her.
right? The finale is going to be 68 minutes, so that's good that it's longer.
Yeah, and
Uh,
hopefully that's not counting credits and the
right.
all the other
I do you think you get an end teaser hit for Batman, or they haven't even
no.
started filming, have they?
No.
No,
It's not coming out for like 9 years.
yeah, it's. But again, this show just the writing on this show just gets better and better and better and better, and it just she's going to have a big part in the Batman movie, the second Batman movie. So you know that she's going to survive the TV show.
Who?
Sophia.
She's not casting it yet.
Yes, she is.
I don't. Is she?
They Matt Reeves. I'm
Are
pretty
we
sure.
sure about that? I know Penguin is in it for sure.
I will find out just to be sure, but I am 99% sure. Okay, it's a rumor.
Yeah,
Okay.
she is not. I don't think she makes it out.
I think she does. I think that maybe they didn't plan on it early on when they were writing it, but I think she makes it out. I do.
I don't know that she does because that doesn't solidify. If she makes it out, yeah, I don't think she does because then you don't get Penguin as the guy running the underworld, which is a lot more effective.
It is, but having her as a foil to him also. I mean, the Penguin always had, loose relationships with the other supervillains.
Yeah, but he was but she's not a supervillain though.
She's
I mean,
not.
look, I would take her as their Harley Quinn in a heartbeat.
That
And
would
twist that around. Oh my god. But yeah, I don't think you need more of the mob stuff, but I don't know which direction they're going to go with the next. Right, I don't know what big Batman villain you do. I have a feeling at some point in this Matt Reeves, if it ends up being a trilogy, I think, and spoilers for the comics from the last handful of years.
right.
At one point in the comics recently, Bane kills Alfred.
Okay.
So I think if you bring Bane in as one of the next villains, which you might do an Al Ghul again. I'd love to see Mr. Freeze, but I think they'll probably do like Hush in one of these next couple what's
More
the word
grounded,
I'm
right?
looking for? Installments. I
More
think you do Hush. I think you maybe do Bane and do a different take, and then I think you have Bane kill Alfred. Because you can't do some of the other ones.
no.
Right? Or if you lead up to the Joker and you do a Hush in season 2 or in installment 2 with maybe Bane as a side villain, and then you do your finale with Joker.
So supposedly in this next episode, he gets the top hat, and he has a little bit more of the traditional, comic look with the top hat.
Yeah, look, I've always been a fan of the Penguin character, but I don't the fact that because there's been so little meat put on his story over the years that it gave them this open canvas. There's a show I listen to that keeps talking about they want to do a Mr. Freeze one and make it like Victor and Nora, like A Walk to Remember, the Mandy Moore thing.
Yeah.
And do like that version of that story and just don't tell anybody it's a backdoor pilot into Mr. Freeze. Sell it as like a young adult romantic comedy. or not romantic drama. Should be great. But I appreciate the fact there hasn't been a lot dug into on Penguin's backstory, other than in Gotham, which I thought did it incredibly well. And you had Carol Kane as his mom in that one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, who's
So,
brilliant. So I think I don't think Sophia makes it through.
I think she does.
I think
But-
Julian Rush makes it through, and
So-
I think we get more from him, but I don't know in what, because there's no season 2 of this on the books.
No, but do you think they transition him into the who's the doctor that was in the Arkham games? Remember
Hugo Strange.
Hugo Strange. Could they? Well, no, I don't think you can. Can you? I mean, anything's possible, but
Yeah. Oh, and did you watch the post scene thing?
not
So
yet.
one of the coolest things when they were doing the take on the where the little girl was in the orphanage or whatever, the home, they
Right.
actually repainted the Arkham set. So that was Sophia walking through Arkham again to get to the girl's room.
To get to the girl's room. Okay, I know they did flashbacks,
but it was the same set, and they just
That's
repainted
awesome.
it for that, so it had the same look and feel of going through the hallways to her room. And Arkham is the room she was going to.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I don't feel great about Victor making it through, and I feel like Penguin will sacrifice Victor. And that is the turn, I think, where it solidifies him as a villain.
So wait, I don't remember his mom. Did his mom make it? His mom made it out, right? She's alive at this point, right?
Yeah, she's in the theater that they're waiting for him.
She's in the theater, right?
So they went to the jazz club. They're at the jazz club.
Does he sacrifice his mother or Victor?
I think he sacrifices Victor.
Because
I think Sophia kills his mom after he sacrifices Victor.
And then he kills Sophia.
Yes. That is my prediction for the finale.
But killing Sophia after she kills his mom once again brings him back into more of a sympathetic character, right? If he sacrifices Victor and that's the last thing of the show, that makes him a little more evil than, okay, she kills Victor, or he sacrifices Victor, she kills his mom, he kills her, and now he's back to like, okay, well, we like him again.
The other way could be Sophia kills his mom, he kills Sophia, then he kills Victor for letting his mom die.
Now that would make him a villain. That would make him a huge villain. Yes, I like
or we keep Victor and they develop him into Zsasz.
Victor Zsasz. It's possible. I mean, he's killed once, right? So maybe he got a
taste. and yeah, the acting he did with that was phenomenal.
It was.
So we'll see where they go this week. I'm excited for it. It's exceeded all of my expectations. Agatha I thought was really good, but this show is phenomenal.
Right, but you weren't out on the Penguin as much as you were out on Agatha.
No, but I was gonna watch it, but I didn't give a shit about it.
Right, and it ended up having more weight than I didn't expect it to be this good either.
But the writing has just been it's as I've said every week, right? It's not TV, it's HBO.
Let Jack Schaefer have more say in Marvel shows while you're at it too.
Yeah, let's not go crazy.
I said more, not all.
Let her go show run Vision Quest, and
there you go.
I think she is actually.
That's it. We did the show.
Yeah, we did. So hey, thanks for joining, everybody.
Yes, thank you so much.
You can check me out. Our little things went away when I disappeared.
What things?
Our little banners. Check me out at Jack Kid Music. All the places. Check out Frank at all the other places. There they are.
Frank doesn't do anything.
He'll be playing Call of Duty. You can probably find him online somewhere.
Can't find
zombies.
Him. Nope, don't find him. Don't look for him.
Don't look for him. He's not there.
Not there.
He's like John Cena. So thanks for finding the Geek Spot, everybody. We'll see you all next week.
All right, later, everyone.